Inside Out and Back Again by Teng Halai. Today reading part 2 of the book, which is titled At Sea. It is called that because at this point of the story, Ha and her family have escaped from the fires of the Vietnam War and are now on a boat that is taking them to their new life in America. So today reading the pages 73 to 111, starting with the poem called Floating and ending with the poem called Our Cowboy. Part 2, At Sea. Floating. Our ship creeps along the river route, without lights, without cooking, without bathrooms. We are told to sip water only when we must, so our bodies can stop needing. Mine won't listen. Mother sighs. I don't blame her, having a daughter who's either dying of thirst or demanding release. Other girls must be made of bamboo, bending whichever way they are told. Mother tells Uncle Son I need a bathroom. We are allowed into the commander's cabin where the bathroom is, so white and clean, so worth the embarrassment. May 1st. Slowly. I nibble on the last clump of cooked rice from my sack. Hard and moldy, yet chewy and sweet inside. I chew each grain slowly. I hear others chew, but have never seen anyone actually eating. No one has offered to share what I smell. Sardines, dried durian, salted eggs, toasted sesame. I lean toward the family on the next mat. Mother firmly shakes her head. She looks so sad as she pats my head. May 2nd. Rations. On the third day, we join the sea toward Thailand. The commander says it's safe enough for his men to cook, for us to go above deck, for all to smile a little. He says there's enough rice and water for 3 weeks, but rescue should happen much earlier. Do not worry, ships from all countries are out looking for us. Morning, noon, and night, we each get 1 clump of rice, small, medium, large, according to our height. Plus 1 cup of water, no matter our size. The first hot bite of freshly cooked rice, plump and nutty, makes me imagine the taste of ripe papaya, although one has nothing to do with the other. May 3rd. Routine. Mother cannot allow idle children, hers or anyone else's. After 1 week on the ship, Brother Quang begins his English lessons. I wish he would keep it to, "How are you? This is a pen." But when an adult is not there, he says, "We must consider the shame of abandoning our own country and begging toward the unknown, where we will all begin again at the lowest level on the social scale." It's better in the afternoons with Brother Vu, who just wants us to do front kicks and back kicks, at times adding 1-2 punches. Brother Coy gets to monitor lines for the bathrooms, where bottoms stick out to the sea behind blankets blowing in the wind. When not in class, I have to stay within sight of Mother, like a baby. Mother gives me her writing pad. Write tiny. There's but 1 pad. Writing becomes boring, so I draw over my words. Pouches of pan-fried shredded coconut, tamarind paste on banana leaf, steamed corn on the cob, rounds of fried dough, wedges of pineapple on a stick, and of course, cubes of papaya, tender and shiny. Mother smooths back my hair, knowing the pain of a girl who loves snacks but is stranded on a ship. May 7th. Once new. Water, water, water everywhere, making me think land is just something I once knew, like napping on a hammock, bathing without salt, watching Mother write, laughing for no reason, kicking up powdery dirt, and wearing clean nightclothes, smelling of the sun. May 12th. Brother Coy's secret. Brother Coy stinks. We can't ignore it. He stews and sweats in a jacket that he won't take off. Forced to sponge wipe twice a day, he wraps the jacket around his waist. He keeps clutching something in the left pocket where the stench grows. Neighbors complain, even the ones 8 mats away, saying it's bad enough being trapped in putrid hot air, made from fermented bodies and oily sweat. Must everybody also endure something rotten? Finally, Brother Vu holds Brother Coy down and forces him to open his hand. A flattened chick lies crooked, neck dangling off his palm. The chick had not a chance after we shoved for hours to board. Brother Coy screams, kicks everything off our mats. Brother Quang carries him above deck. Quiet. May 13th. Last respects. After 2 weeks at sea, the commander calls all of us above deck for a formal lowering of our yellow flag with 3 red stripes. South Vietnam no longer exists. One woman tries to throw herself overboard, screaming that without a country she cannot live. As they wrestle her down, a man stabs his heart with a toothbrush. I don't know them, so their pain seems unreal, next to Brother Coy's, whose eyes are as wild as those of his broken chick. I hold his hand. Come with me. He doesn't resist. Alone, at the back of the ship, I open Mother's white handkerchief. Inside lies my mouse-bitten doll, her arms wrapped around the limp, fuzzy body of his chick. I tie it all into a bundle. Brother Coy nods, and I smile, but I regret not having my doll as soon as the white bundle sinks into the sea. May 14th. One engine. In the middle of the night, our ship stops. Mother hugs me, hearts drumming as one. If the communists catch us fleeing, it's 1,000,000 times worse than staying at home. After many shouts and much time, the ship moves forward with just one engine. Mother would not release me. The commander says, Thailand is much farther on one engine. It was risky to take the river route. We escaped bombs, but missed the rescue ships. The commander decides the ration is now half a clump of rice, only at morning at night, and 1 cup of water all day. Sip, he says, and don't waste strength moving around because it's impossible to predict how much longer we will be floating. May 16th. The moon. During the day, the deck belongs to men and children. At nightfall, women make their way up. In single files, they sponge bath and relieve themselves behind blanket curtains. I always stand in line with Mother. Every night, she points upward. At least the moon remains unchanged. Your father could be looking at the same round moon. He may already understand. We will wait for him across the world. I feel guilty, having not once thought of Father. I can't wish for him to appear until I know where we'll be. May 18th. A kiss. The horn on our ship blows and blows, waking everyone from a week-long nap. A sure answer, honk honk, seems close enough and real enough to call everyone on deck. A gigantic ship with an American flag moves closer. Men in white uniform wave and smile. Our commander wears his navy jacket and hat, so white and so crisp. Now I realize why I like him so much. In uniform, he looks just like Father. He boards the other ship, salutes and shakes hands with a man whose hair grows on his face, not on his head, in the color of flames. I had not known such hair was possible. We clap and clap as the ships draw closer together and kiss. Boxes and boxes passed onto our deck. Oranges, apples, bananas, cold, sweet, bubbly drinks, chocolate drops, fruity gum. The American ship tows ours with a steel braid thick as my body. Our rescue now certain, the party blossoms as food suddenly comes up from below. Ramen noodles, beef jerky, dried shrimp, butter biscuits, tamarind pods, canned fish, and drums of real water. Mother says, people share when they know they have escaped hunger. Shouldn't people share because there is hunger? That night I stand behind blowing blankets and pour fresh water all over my skin. How sweet water tastes, even when mixed with soap. May 24th. Golden fuzz. Water, water, still everywhere, but in the distance appears a black dot. We are told to pack our crisscrossed packs and line up in a single file. 20 at a time, board a motorboat headed toward the dot. An arm extends to help us aboard, an arm hairy with fuzz. I touch it, so long, so real and long, not knowing if I will have another chance to touch golden fuzz. I pluck one hair. Mother slaps my hand. Brother Quang speaks quickly in the language I must learn. The fuzzy man laughs. I'm grateful the boat starts to rock, so Mother hasn't the composure to scold me. Not just yet. I roll my fuzzy souvenir between my thumb and finger, and can't help but smile. May 26th. Tent City. We have landed on an island called Guam, which no one can pronounce except Brother Quang, who becomes translator for all. Many others arrived before us, and are living in green tents and sleeping on cots. We eat inside a huge tent where Brother Vu becomes head chef, heating up cans of beef and potatoes, tasting like salty vomit. We eat only canned fruit in thick syrup, and everyone wants extras, but we get only a cup. Brother Vu somehow brings home a huge can, pumping it to work out his arm muscles. We eat straight from the can as I search for cherries and grapes. May 28th. Life in waiting. A routine starts as soon as we settle into our tent. Camp workers teach us English mornings and afternoons. Evenings we have to ourselves. We watch movies outdoors, with images projected onto a white sheet. Brother Quang translates into a microphone, his voice sad and slow. If it's a young cowboy like Clint Eastwood, everyone cheers. If it's an old cowboy like John Wayne, most of us boo and go swimming. The Disney cartoons lure out the girls, who always surround Brother Vu, begging him to break yet another piece of wood. I can still hear them begging when I go sit with Brother Coy, who rarely speaks anymore, but I'm happy to be near him. June to early July. Nuoc Mam. Someone should be kissed for having the heart to send cases of fish sauce to Guam. Everything is more edible with Nuoc Mam. Brother Vu sautés the beef and potato goo with onions and sprinkles in the magic sauce before serving the mess with rice. Lines extend to the beach. Someone catches a sea creature, puffy and watery like a cucumber. Brother Vu slices it into slippery strips and stews it with seaweed and the magic sauce. So many appetites wake up that Brother Vu just has time to cook rice and serve it with plain fish sauce. People begin to cook as long as they can get a cup of Nuoc Mam. Brother Coy hands it out in the same white cups as tea. Both dark brown, so of course I drink a gulp of the most salty, most bitter, most fishy tea ever. My head whirls and my breath stinks for days. I do not mind. July 1st. Amethyst ring. Mother wants to sell the amethyst ring Father brought back from America, where he trained in the Navy before I was born. She wants to buy needles and thread, fabric and sandals from the camp's black market. I have never seen her without this purple rock. I can't fall asleep unless I twist the ring and count circles. Brother Quang says, "No! What's the point of new shirts and sandals if you lose the last tangible remnant of love?" I don't understand what he said, but I agree. July 2nd. Choose. Some choose to go to France because many Vietnamese moved there when North and South divided years ago. Uncle Son says, come with his family to Canada, where his sister lives and can help watch over us until Father returns. Mother knows his wife would mind. She tells him Canada is too cold. We stand in line to fill out papers. Every family must decide by tonight when fireworks will explode in honor of America's birth. Mother starts to write Paris, home of a cousin she has never met. The men behind us whispers, choose America. More opportunities there, especially for a family with boys ready to work. Mother whispers back, my sons must first go to college. If they're smart, America will give them scholarships. Mother chooses. July 4th. Another tent city. We are flown to another tent city in hot, humid Florida, where alligators are shown as entertainment. The people in charge bring in Saigon-famous singers to raise refugee spirits, but faces keep twisting with worries. For a family to leave, an American must come to camp and sponsor a family. We wait and wait, but Mother says a possible widow, 3 boys, and a pouty girl make too huge a family by American standards. A family of 3 in the tent to our left gets sponsored to Georgia. The couple to our right goes to South Carolina. Newcomers leave before us. Mother can barely eat, while Brother Quang picks the skin at his elbows. I don't mind being here. My hair is growing as I've become dark and strong from running and swimming. Then by chance, Mother learns sponsors prefer those whose applications say Christians. Just like that, Mother amends our faith, saying all beliefs are pretty much the same. July to early August. Alabama. A man comes who owns a store that sells cars and wants to train one young man to be a mechanic. He keeps holding up one finger before picking Brother Quang, whose studies in engineering impress him. Mother doesn't care what the man came looking for. By the time she is done, staring, blinking, wiping away tears, all without speaking English, our entire family has a sponsor to Alabama. August 7th. Our cowboy. Our sponsor looks just like an American should. Tall and pig-bellied, black cowboy hat, tan cowboy boots, cigar smoking, teeth shining, red in the face, golden in hair. I love him immediately and imagine him to be good-hearted and loud and the owner of a horse. August 8th. And that is the end of part 2. Tomorrow we will begin part 3, Alabama. Take care and we'll join you then.